Holy crap! The way that carried speed through there, absolutely mental.
My name's Guy Kesteven. I've been a professional bike and kit reviewer for over 25 years. And today, I'm riding the new Forbidden Druid 2.
So, Druid sticks with 150 front, 130mm rear, but because you've got that high pivot system, it feels a lot more. It feels a lot more than 130. God damn, that boosted out of there. I have not launched like that. Can't remember when. Whoa! Jeez, this thing is flying. Still 65-degree head angle, so nice and agile up front, and then 480mm reach now on this large, so longer than it was. Steep seat angle as well, so a little bit more stable, but the big changes are in how that, what they call Trifecta system, works on the back, so much less braking effect and much less pedal kickback as well, so you can get deeper into the braking and pedal harder through stuff. It's basically more forgiving of ugly, janky riding, which is my speciality. It feels insane down here. The last bike I rode down here was that Merida with 160mm of travel, 170 up front. This feels like it's handling the hits almost as well as that, but way more dynamic in the way it responds to pedal feedback and steering. Just super interactive, which if anything was the only criticism I had of the previous Druid. It wasn't as, it was almost too capable. Wow, sick. And while my breathing might not sound like it, still got that super stable high pivot pedaling, and because there's no lower skid on the chain guide and you've got a bigger idler on a marine grade or submarine grade bearing, it's just all little bits of gain in terms of less chain drag. Still a bit of rumble through your feet, but noticeably less. And also the idler pivot is, or optionally, canted inwards now, so you can put it in a more efficient 52mm around 55mm style chain line in terms of where it sits against the block. And you can switch that around because the idler's now mated on the mainframe on the movable plate. And where that suspension action is really noticeable is on rooty, lumpy stuff like this, where the back end just folds away from the direction of travel, letting you keep that momentum, just rolling up and over things that would normally really catch and stall you. Trouble is, that doesn't give you much excuse to stop or gear down. Just keep on creeping on. So you've got that extra length for death drop-ins like that, but still got that agility through the steering to really let you play around with the lines, make the most of the grip on that Assegai and from that Lyric Ultimate as well. But because you've got that one ride, genuinely proportional geometry, all the bikes feel really balanced. I mean, particularly noticeable on this is how lively that back end still feels. With the 29er wheel in, you can have it mixed wheel if you want. That's a different chainstay setup. But also, just the way that high pivot just lets you hold speed through all these rooty slap sections, because while it does, you know, the anti-rise and the anti-squat softens up much more later in the stroke, it's still very apparent at the start. So over the smaller stuff, it really lets you flow through sections that you'd normally get stuck. I'm pretty sure I've said that before, but that's the overwhelming takeaway on this bike, is how fast it is through the lumpy sections, but also you've got all that agility and precision you normally want from a short travel bike. It really is super. I've forgotten how good these were, and this one's even better. And there's loads of practical detailing with this bike as well now. You know, just little things like they've changed the way the linkage sits so mud drops through more easily where it used to catch. All the bearings now are in that linkage at the bottom, so, and they're all expandable collet bearings as well. But it's just, holy crap, the way that carried speed through there, absolutely mental. And don't think it can't manual and pop either. There's so much life in this bike, it's nuts. And then because you got that 65, still tight enough to really tweak around on tighter trails, but long enough that you can hold the high line on sketchy off cambers. But it's just the way it runs. Boom! Come on! See, there we go, manual. Oi! Oh, this is just unbelievably fun. Don't know how fast it is. To be honest, I don't care. Feels so good. Oh yes. I wondered why I hung on to the Forbidden so long last time I had it. Oh, now I remember. Yes. Look at that. Kez gets airborne. Never happens normally. Boom. And you've got really good, proper, rider-informed spec choices all the way through. This is X01 T-Type, this premium bike at 9,229 with Lyric Ultimate, Super Deluxe Ultimate, Code Ultimate brakes, carbon synthesis wheels, which really help with that damped but still super lively feel. Way, I mean, that hole there should have totally eaten the rear wheel on a 130mm travel bike. Completely killed my speed, and I should know, but still popping and flying. But the range starts with GX. Whoa! God, that was sketch. It's pushing me too far, that's the trouble. But like Pat said, just a massive skill compensation machine. Thank the Lord, because I'm riding far faster than I should be. Oh, I think I gave you a heart attack then, Pat.
You landed and topped.
I know.
No way.
I might need a bit more pressure in this fork. Thank you, Forbidden. it nearly said on my tombstone. And because you got that high pivot that essentially isolates the suspension and the pedalling, even with 35% sag, which is the recommended setup, just pedals really nice and firmly, even on the road. Felt no need to flick the pedal switch on. It's just in or out the saddle. Just feels great. And to be fair, now I've ridden it for a bit, barely noticed that idler in the system. Just noticed the fact that pedals really well and the traction is ridiculous. But you normally only get that traction from a really soggy feeling setup. And while if you just look at travel, 14.77k seems pretty heavy, and your internal storage is fairly limited. Yeah, I've got room for a tube under the belly and probably a mini tool. And there's no geometry adjustment besides that chainstay change for mixed wheel. But it rides like a bike with so much more travel. It's not really an issue, and to be honest, I wished it would stop climbing so well, so I could have a rest. I was out for 6 hours, thrashing cross country yesterday, and I was hoping it would slip out and give me some respite, but this has got up literally everything so far. It's unrelenting in its grip and its, but not in a, again, not in a dull and soggy way, in a really inspiring, positive way. And that 77-degree seat angle really helping out proper megaverts like this. I mean, hell yeah. I'm going to look around so you can see what that just climbed up. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that gives you some kind of idea. 14.77k. Who cares? This thing is a rock crawler. I mean, that's Pat from Forbidden up in front there, and he's asking, you know, what's wrong with it then? I'm raving about it, and he's saying, what's wrong with it? Because if they don't know what's wrong with it, they don't know how to improve it, which is a fair old point. But yeah, I'd like it a bit lighter maybe, and you know, I could have it a bit less grind, whoa, from that idler pulley. But the advantages that weight and that idler give you in terms of how the bike rides are just so much positive. It's hard to criticise them really. Bloody loving riding this. While the old bike kind of felt like I was almost trying too hard to prove the advantages of a high pivot setup, this one feels way more balanced. A full positive. Way, that's the best I've ever done that little drop. Easily. And if you want more travel, there's the Dreadnought. 154 rear, 170 front. But this is just such an agile, lively, lovable little trail bike. I keep saying bikes are friendly and forgiving. This is proper feisty, while at the same time being an awesome skill compensator, but one that really wants you to get dynamic on it. Boost those pedals whenever you get chance. I'm popping and gapping stuff I never normally do. Deliberately taking the high line off lips because I know that it can land it and then it'll just charge through. Yoo-hoo! Ah, yes. Mate, I always nearly die when I'm riding with you, but in a really positive way. Oh, this bike is sick. New Druid. I should say something like Bing. It's magical, but to be fair, the way it's a short travel bike when you want it to be, and then when you really need it to be, it becomes a long travel bike.
Which whenever you ride with me, you need it to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you are a bad influence. And in a really good way, so is this bike. Sick. And as you can see, it's got an accessory mount on the frame there and a full-size bottle cage as well. Hey, if I've missed out a load of tech because I've been getting way too excited about the way the bike rides, I'm not going to apologise, because that's a really good description of why you should have a damn good look at this bike in terms of riding. But there's a whole bunch of technical reasons you should have a damn good look at this bike. So there's a full tech talk video as well, with Pat helpfully prompting in the background. So that's actually accurate for once. And but yeah, this is really something special, but without that adjustment period it had before. It just feels more together, more instantly usable, and you're just going fast, sketchy fast, but always when you do go sketch, it saves you, which is, I think, that's it. I mean, that's what, yeah, exactly. But that's what you want from a bike. You know, dull bikes. Who wants to go out for a bike ride and go, oh yeah, that was really capable? You know, it's just a bit. There's a lot of bikes now, just a bit too much, a bit too wholemealy. This is just great. Anyway, got way too excited. But massive thanks to Pat for bringing the bike over. Thanks to Forbidden for supporting the video. Thanks to Giro Cycling UK, PE's products, Cred XL fenders, Enduro bearings, Torque nutrition products. I haven't had a caffeine gel. I'm just sounding like I have. This bike is basically the equivalent of a caffeine gel, I think. And Hebtroco for sponsoring the channel. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for subscribing on a monthly basis. They get ad-free edits. They get them early and exclusive as well when I can, and it's not under embargo. But if you can't afford a small monthly donation, which I'd be very grateful for, then please subscribe, click for notifications, give this a thumbs up, tell your mates about it. But most of all, I've been Guy Kesterman on Guy Kes TV, getting absolutely rabidly frothing at the mouth excited about the new Forbidden Druid. Ha! I don't know what to sign off with. Just manic laughter would seem suitable, really.
Just have a coffee and calm you down.
Yeah, exactly. A coffee enema. Cheers, folks. Ta-ra.